Everybody, welcome to Mystics MMOs. I'm your host, Mystic Raven, and today I am continuing my Final Fantasy experience. I'm continuing with it. I bought the collector's edition, which was a good purchase. To be honest with you, in my opinion. I also have access. Later this evening, I'll be on my PlayStation. Um, I still have things to do. Anticipating some stuff I have to maybe attend to later. But, while I'm in between time, might as well continue to do what I do. We're going to skip the cutscenes. I'm trying to get leveled. I mean, if I, you know, there are, really good storylines associated. Final Fantasy, I commend Square Enix for what it does and, you know, storyline. I do commend, but I'm just not, I feel like some of it's definitely appealing, but for me, I think it's just too drawn out. Though I will say Final Fantasy VII is definitely one of my favorites, epics of epics. We know this. While I'm in this zone, I also have to pick up my warrior quest. Um, I gotta do my daily once it's up. We're gonna take the Greaves. I'm needing some upgrade material anyways on my build for my gear. I will be looking into this as well. Alright. So first thing I always do after I get a new quest, see I have this one. I got to do that as well. And I got to do it soon because I'm almost 40. So I'll get a new quest line. It's hard to sometimes keep up with as much as what's going on. Okay. I definitely think I have to go to a new area, which is fine. And then, of course, there's a new quest over here I've got to take. Before I do all that, though, I will be opening my inventory, make sure I'm putting on the best possible gear, upgraded gear. Make sure you're always doing this after your rewards. Progression's pretty good in this game, I will say about that. Mind Vitality direct hit. Oh, that's pretty nice. I'll usually equip it and then comparable stats, which we seem good. Seems like the highest stat value. I noticed waste drops are very hard. Phoenix, what's up, dude? How you doing, man? Trying to enjoy myself, man. How you been? Hope everything's been going good for you, brother. Okay, so I also did get this. The mind is the most important, but given the fact that it'll also increase, I feel that's a good trade-off. Always looking at stats, man. Yeah. I think that's the better option. I'm such a picky person, too. I like how the bonus structure works with the leveling system. That's another thing I really do enjoy in this game tremendously. Once I go ahead and I put on a new outfit, which I hate the look of this outfit. You can change it. You can change it. They do have. I'm not worried about it right now. So, oh God, that looks terrible. So, I gotta switch anyways. So once I do this, then I'm gonna go ahead, switch my build over. Right, same process as before. Flexing, I'm a DCO arena junkie, and hell yeah, let the good times roll. Yep, absolutely, man. Good, good, good. I'm not gonna lie, I miss DC. I really do. Um, I really enjoyed DC. I had such a good time when I was playing it again, and I would recommend the game. I'm just, I'm a little upset with you know what? I might be able to exchange that anyways, because there's the 20 made up. And that's perfect. Yeah, 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 yeah. So I'll get a better stat scaling by running the two different pieces now. Sometimes you have to break this down. Bingo. Bingo, baby. And I like the fact that it has the comparable stat when you're overviewing a lot of things in this game. Funny thing is, I picked up pants, and I still don't think it's as good. I know it's not as good. Those are for sure. Bro, get on and get your free skip to 210. Do I have to be subbed? and how do I when I do it like is it just at the launch, or is it automatic? I should probably do it. Is it one character? Because if it is, I probably put it on one character, because I'm already 207 on my main. I'm already at 2.7 on main. So I don't want to waste 3 levels. So I could probably put that on another tune. I probably will do that. I really did. The combat in DCUO is phenomenal. I love DC. I love the devs do such a good job. They're a limited staff. I wish they'd get a little bit more just for more content. If they came out with an expansion, I think people would buy it, and they could justify putting a little bit more into whatever. Daybreak doesn't understand, like, that's one of their biggest money makers that, deserves more staffing. Instead of firing people, they should have put more dedicated resources to DC. DC could have used it. DC was marketed better, that game, if they'd fix a little bit in PvP, just a little bit, nothing major, just a little bit marketed, the PvP would blow other games away. Would blow them away. I mean, smoke them. Because the combat is so fucking good in that game. It is just so good. It's just like, it is so good. Don't come up, babe. I made a new hero, made him 210. Now my pup. Oh, got you. Yeah. I might have to do that today. Thanks for the heads up, man. I appreciate that, Phoenix. Thank you, man. All right, here. Of course, it's in a different area. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Is my roulette up? No. So, and I have my other quest. So this one is in Gridania. So we'll travel back. I love DCO PvP. I think it's perfect. The only thing I made one recommendation, Phoenix. You know how tanking, like people can take the tank role and then put on like the DPS gear. And the only recommendation was take the CC resistance that's irrelevant to whatever and make it give it an immune timer, like a 2-second immune recovery for healers. Because the only class that hurts in PvP is the healers, because that's the only class. No doubt, I know you been away. Figured someone should let you know, dude. No, thank you. God bless you, brother. God bless you. No, I appreciate that. That's actually a badass heads up. Yeah, definitely do that. I unsubbed because of what Daybreak did. I every time I logged in, I was trying to log in, and it, like, my conscience, I kept thinking about these people sitting around a Christmas tree all depressed that they just lost their jobs. I mean, I understand that they were going to do it regardless, but they could have waited till after the holiday. Imagine spending your holiday when you lost your job. And in this industry, it's not so easy to get back. You know? I mean, you're talking about maybe having to relocate, and, you know, and everybody's downsizing currently, though, you know, it's not that what Activision just hired a CFO for, like, gave him $11 million and like stock options, 7 million, 3 million sign-on bonus, and then they cut like 100 people's jobs or some shit, which was roughly around 2 million. So you offsetted your cost production to justify a fucking CFO's position. Grossly overpaid. I mean, that to me is some of the shit that we're talking about. I'm like, really, God dang it. You just keep making it look worse. Oh shit, I'm still on my mount. Get off. I don't know if I can pull this off. I'm gonna get hit. Gonna die. You're gonna die. Yes, I know it's not fair, but MMOs ain't supposed to be fair. Honestly, if it was a fair system, it wouldn't be as good as it is. And I know people lost jobs, but these people that work on games got money. Right. My problem of it is just timing, execution, you know, practical application to the timing. That's my only... That, like, they could have waited after. They could have waited 2 more weeks. They could have. They could have. They just could have. It was just like, oh, fuck, man. You know? Had they done that, I'd still be playing DC. I love DC. Besides, DCO can't be the only game that worked on some of those people wanted to leave because they've been there working. No, what I'm saying is they should have actually taken some of the... It was developers on some of the other Daybreak products. No DC developer got canned. So nobody from DC was let go. So it was just, and that's what I'm saying. They could have actually taken maybe a few of those people and redirected them. Me and my brother were just talking about, but you're completely right. They got fired at the worst time. Totally agree. Right. That's the only thing I had problem with. That was the only issue I had. That was it. There was nothing more, nothing complicated about it. Okay, I have to go over here anyways. But you know, had they done that, I'd be still supporting them. You know, because I honestly think DC has held up a lot better than most other products. I believe it. I'm a total believer of that. Like, I am a total believer that DC, given its capability in the market and what it does, I appreciate the developers in that game. Oh. Bingo, baby. Cannot use this. Oh, have to switch. Forgot. I know. Come on, come on, come on. Come on, come on, come on. Don't follow my feet. All right. Hop on the unicorn. Right here. Please tell me I don't have to go around. No, get up there. No. Up there. Yeah. I'm liking this game, though. Storyline's a little drawn out, but eh. No. I gotta go south, don't I? Yes, I do. Wrong gate. Dear Mystic. Mystic. Go figure. Thank God for a mount. I'll be honest with you. In this game, you need a mount. You better be making sure you get your mount. This game is much bigger than most people. I mean, it's still zone based, but holy spliffish, spliffity spliff. Yeah, I honestly would tell anybody who's ever interested, be like, you know, would you play DC? Absolutely. If anybody asks, I would recommend DCUO every day of the week. Especially for the genre, the content's done really well. The raids look really good. I love the application to the raid system. It can be casual or hardcore. You know, you have different application to the raid systems and how the mechanics change up. There are just a few minor things, just minute, nothing major. The capability of playing DPS or support role, very unique. The armory system, once again, just an amazing product all around. It's really underappreciated by most gamers. It's not an appreciated product. And it's smooth. I'll tell you what, I played Elder Scrolls for like 3 years. I love Elder Scrolls, one of my most favorite PvE games. But when it comes to performance, DCUO smokes Elder Scrolls in performance every day of the week. And then I heard recently a lot of gamers are going back to RuneScape. Look how old that game is. Wow. That game is old. I think you should come back to DCO, not because of the guys behind it, but because you love the game and your fans enjoy your company on it, and you give some of the best insight on DCUO. I love DC. I love it. It literally broke my heart when I read that. It broke my heart because I love that game. I love the performance of that game. I love the developers on that game. I like watching them, how they care. Those developers care. And it shows. They're understaffed. And I wish they would get just a little bit more and get somebody who understands the marketing part of the business. Because it is an amazing product. Even in today's market. It is simply amazing. It is. And I've said it. I'm like, if they'd pull me in there for a month and give me two more developers, you would be shocked with what I could do. You would literally be shocked what I can accomplish. Because to be honest with you, you don't need to change a lot in that game. It doesn't need a lot of changing. It needs one or two things to promote it. That's all you need. You just need something to promote that product. Because that product is clean as hell. The mechanics behind it's clean. The system's clean. The progression's clean. The storyline's amazing. It is a fucking excellent product. You don't need to disrupt anything in that game except add one or two things. And market it. That's it. That's it. It's beautiful. I wish more Western games literally did what DCUO initialized in its product. What it brought to the industry is probably one of the most profound elements in MMO concept. That's it. And you know, the adaptation it has is limitless because of its foundation on its engine. So cross-platforming never looks so good, right? And that's the one thing I would tell Daybreak. That's the one aspect I would tell Daybreak. Final Fantasy does one thing a little bit better. I can play this game on the same account on either platform, on the same account. Now imagine if DC implemented that. Imagine if Daybreak would also offer PlayStations a Game Pass like the PC players, so they could play Planet Side. That would increase your volume in your Planet Side players. It's like you're missing little points, Daybreak. Just the little things. You just are still running it like SOE did. And you can grow on that because you have the products. They're yours now. So all you have to do is just remarket it and commercialize it a little bit. And you've got a gold mine. You have a gold mine on your hands. It's like there's no debating it. You know, you need somebody who understands that, but in marketing. But it's beautiful. It's fucking amazing. I really did like going back too. So I will say that as well. I think I took a wrong turn at Albuquerque. We'll just take fast travel. But yeah, no, I love it. I would tell everybody, and I think I'm going to cover that this year, and I will promote DC, because I it's just hard, man. Every time I log in, I see that. It's imprinted in my brain. My wife worked in insurance, and her busy season was around the holidays, right? So she was working. She got out of insurance. So we both have business backgrounds and both have insurance backgrounds. And when she got out of insurance, she didn't miss it because during Christmas was her open enrollment period. So she worked for Humana. And it was really, really busy for her. So she was working 60-hour weeks, making sure that these people were getting their policy adjustments if they were staying with the provider, or enrolling people who were coming in to take for their supplemental. So it was crazy. Crazy. And I think back and she now works as a meat cutter, right? She's basically, working in a grocery store. We just had this conversation. I'm like, yeah, ever? And she's like, no. She's like, the money was good, but I spent more. And she's like, and I don't miss that. I worked X amount of away from the kids. I was in the office all day, and she's like, yes, I still work, but it's less stressful. Something needs done, I do that, and my task is over with. But when it comes to paperwork and all this, it's never over. It's never done. You're always doing something. She's like, she's like, and there's always somebody who's above you who's way more arrogant in charge. And I'm like, yeah, I guess this is true. So, but yeah, DC is amazing. Maybe one day I'll go back if I can look past that ever. It would be easier if Daybreak just said, we're sorry. We know the timing was not, something simple. Not saying, well, whatever. Just basically taking a knowledge that, your timing was off. That's it. Nothing. You owe it to your staff, to your existing staff. You owe it to the people who support you as a company. You owe that. And companies have a big pride element to say, oh, well, it's business, and we understand it's business. We know that. Nobody's debating that it's not business. We know that things happen. I always tell company when I was working, I was in a call facility, a call center, working with different types of insurance products and financial services, which is actually a lot more common than most people would anticipate, even with a very detailed background. So one thing I told the owners is I'm like, you want to trim the fat, and they're like, yeah, and I'm like, start cutting the people that's making you know two, three times more than one or two of your staff members. I'm like, what's production without your reps? And I'm like, you can always replace management, right? At a lower rate. At a lower rate. So, and you're able then to keep the amount of reps you need to maintain the business, right? I'm like, the people who's costing you the most is not the reps, it's the management. They're making three times the amount of your typical reps. Trim the fucking fat. You want more lean production? You want more effective production? Kill the shit. And they were like, oh, that's pretty, I'm like, well, that's up to you guys. I'm not the owners. I'm just giving you my advice. You don't have to take it. That's subjective. So, a lot of people in management were pissed off at me, though, for saying it. I'm like, I don't give a shit. You're overpaid and you don't produce shit. You're nothing without the employees. You're nothing without the employees. Remember that. Your staff is a big contributing factor to the success of your business. My grandpa told me that. He's like, where would you be without the people who's doing the grunt work? And you have to make sure that they are taken care of. Because if you don't have employees, well, you ain't got a product. Smiles Before Death came back to DC. Oh, shut up. Really? I don't blame anybody. DC is a badass game, man. DC is a good product. I don't blame anybody for going back to it. I would like to see one or two little things adjusted for PvP. Nothing major. It's built for PvP. The problem of it is like block break. You can spam block break without a diminishing value associated. It's kind of sad in that element that a lot of people don't actually have to engage in whatever. I don't give a shit about balance. I just want proper understanding of what's lying in. Controller and tank CCs. The immunity from the trinket is irrelevant because there's so much associated stats with the tank and the controller CC that it needs an immunity for recovery point instead. That's what needs to be done with that. But minor things. And then another PvP mode. And then leaderboards. Leaderboards. Can we get leaderboards? Nothing major. Nothing major. Leaderboards. I want a leaderboards. Work time. See you later, bro. And Orbit been logging in also. Ah, shut up. Oh, boy. There are a lot of good names out there. Why am I stuck and how do I get around this? If I die, I'm going to cry. This top part is such a pain in the ass. Don't follow my feet. I know. Archers everywhere. Why are caves always entrances always guarded by archers? And shit. Fuck you. You guys see my unicorn? Orbit, man. Oh, so many good gamers are turning back to DC. DC is really good. It really is. It's a solid product. They just had like 2 more developers working in as far as the open-end content. Fuck. As far as the, you know, accessible content, the instances are fine. We're talking expanded content context. That game would be fucking rip. It would smoke everybody. It'd be like, oh, it's such a good game. It really is. I know I didn't come here just to talk to people. Tell me I didn't do that. Okay. So I do gotta go kill something. Ah! He's got one of the mech mounts. Badass. The thing I hate about some of this stuff is I'm actually colorblind as a motherfucker of green. Or... just gonna have to keep sticking and moving. Wasn't the prettiest, but we'll get it done. Wonder if there's support here. No. Okay. How much time do I have? 1 minute? Alright. I definitely gotta switch that as well. This needs to go somewhere. Yeah, it's a lot better. Can't stand it when something's in my visual path. Alright. Let's check out. That's already still not up yet. I still have to work on my DPS. My DPS is only like a 22 or something. Holy sheep. Almost 40 with my healer and 36, almost 37 here. Okay, it looks good. Now, go back to, yeah. That was right. If I go middle, I can take the northern access point. Hold on, might as well do this really quick, help this dude out. Oh, yeah, I gotta think. Couple people here, actually. Ugh. 6,000. Ah. Combat. Oh my god. Can I? Zai, dude, how's it going? Long time no see. New game. How's the new business venture going? Well, I wrote up the prospectus. Let me give you the insight. I wrote up the prospectus. So I did get. They were impressed with the work I did, but that's kind of my niche. That's what I study, what I do, what I did, anyways. But the problem of it is there were some concerns about initial staffing to location and facility, size of the facility. But I got to speak to a law firm who's interested in a city close by. Well, it's about a 2-hour, 2-hour way from me. Who are looking at what I've done. Who study federal trade law and corporate law. So they are overlooking my prospectus as we're speaking right now. They're evaluating everything. to see if we can make it happen within the area. Because the locals around here, like literally Zai, okay, let me tell you. I met with a chairman of a university and a director and a CEO of something else, and we're having these conversations. And literally, they were under the assumption that that an MMO or any game for that matter was solely produced by one individual. I shit you not. I shit you not. Literally, dude, I broke down everything as far as the math, and that's what I'm good at. And we're looking at, like, within the first year's projection at a 54.76 profit margin. 54.76 on a low end. On low end profit margin. I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, you're aware that the average MMO takes a 5-year development? They're like, well, and then they wanted, like, well, do you have a way of, gaining revenue during that time? I'm like, I do. And they're like, what is it? I'm like, no. That's, those are trade secrets. I'm like, once we establish the initial investors, obviously the initial investors will be given, the breakdown. Because we're going corporation. We're going, like I told them, I'm like, that's the way it is. Yeah, they thought one person. Are they crazy? Dude, they don't understand the technology associated. And that was like a company years ago, a decade ago, offered me to relocate. They were going to give me the money, but unfortunately I was going to be an associated. It was basically to fund a studio in their location towards their corporate headquarters. And they were like, Mystic, we'll give you the money. We'll give you the money, Mystic. No problem. We know what you do. You worked with our products. Yeah, we're good with that. But they wanted me to do it there. And at the time, I was trying to help with trickle economics. To me, it relates back to trickle economics. And I'm like, oh, guys, like I'm trying to build revenue for the area, And they're like, well, the area doesn't have anything to offer us because they don't understand the business. And at the time, I thought it was like a sarcastic joke. But now I understand what they mean. And, yeah, I'm not a very, like, dude, seriously, like, they had no idea what an engine was, Zai. I'm dead. Oh, snap. Oh, shit. Well, for first thing, I'm not in a very good level. So we're going to switch. Yeah, I'm playing Final Fantasy, brother. It's going pretty good here. I mean, the game's different. I mean, for sure. But yeah, dude. Like, literally, they didn't even know what the engine was for. They knew nothing about the engine. And at least some of them, well, and I'm not giving up on them, but I'm saying it's far in between cry I'm like, listen, man, I have no equity, but even if I had $50 million and I could self-fund this, unless you understand what I'm trying to tell you in relative terms to the business model, with all due respect, I do not think the company contacted has any idea how much work has to go into an MMORPG. It's not grab a template and polish it like UDK. Right, dude. And this is what I'm trying to deliver to them. At least they knew what C++ was. Okay, so they understand because their students are studying C++ with no practical application to apply to server. And I'm like, you're aware you can teach these kids all day about C++ application, but until you put it into the engine to resolve and to compile the data, it does you no fucking good. You're basically handing these kids junk degrees. You're a major university with no idea how to put it in practical application. I'm like, why? And I'm crying myself to sleep, like thinking to myself, I am a college dropout. Now, I've worked in different fields throughout the years, but God, where does common sense kick in? Where? And dude, listen. So I'm asking Yeah, I think you maybe need to have more detailed pitch. They don't get it. Dude, I drew it out in the prospectus. They know what C++ is. Slow clap. I know, right? Yes, yes. Yeah. They know what C++ is. I was like, I didn't want to be like as, arrogant because these are important individuals. They deserve respect. They do. In their related field, they are very respectable. They understand it, the financial elements, but they don't understand the timeline it takes, the resources, and how the money applies. A 54.76 on the low end return. 16 million. That's net. That's not gross, Zai. That's a net capital of 54.76. That's a net capital, not a gross profit margin. That's a net return. I'm like, I'm your golden goose right here. Like, I know this business format. I know this by the back of my hand. I did this for companies. I would give them suggestions in implementation and execution. Like, I'm your golden egg, man. I'm like, God, like, what do you want? you know? I don't know, Zai. I don't know what to tell them. I don't know. I mean, at least they had a concept. And after I had to break down the difference between the hard end server to apply to the virtual, like hybrid, like applying a hybrid server for infrastructure. And at least the way I explained it to them, they at least grabbed the concept of that as well. So I'm not thrown in. They don't understand the financial elements. If they think one person can make an MMORPG, I think they just have money. Right. That's what I told them. I said no local investors. What I wanted to do was basically drop the perspective and use them as, or not use them, work with them for development within the area. Because the nice thing about taking a more practical investor who understands this would be saving the overhead, right, towards profit margin. That was the deal. That's why I'm like, listen, we're saving 11% on the overhead. With my internalization program that I've implemented within the perspective guidelines, we're saving an additional 20%. So we're getting a 31% reduction in development. So that's, keep pushing, but they need more explanation, I think. Simplify. Dude, I've simplified it so much, Zai. I don't know how to simplify it easier. I don't. It's the frustrating part. It's like I'm putting it in layman's terms as best as possible. As best as possible. It's like how, and they're like, well, what? And I told him, I'm like, listen, getting an outside investor is not the problem. That's not a problem. So do they have possible students that can help? Okay, so that was good point here. So the internalization program I was going to utilize would basically give interns hands-on application to the study and implementation towards the engine, right? So regardless of how many interns we give them hands-on experience, which is relative. So the problem of it is they have the program, they have the computer science, but they're worried about, okay, so the costs are down. Good, right. No, dude, everything from a financial perspective is attractive. But I told them that's not the problem, is getting an investor to understand the math in the development. A sound investor who understands this business market will understand the reflective cost. The problem of it is the justification for the area in which we want to develop. Because I could save them money, but if we cannot employ the needed workforce to execute, no investor in their right mind is going to invest money in an area that cannot comprehend the business model. Pick 10 MMORPGs, give them the credit list, and see what their reaction is. Dude, I've tried to explain. The budget amount, the way I've streamlined the entire project would be a 4-year development. So we trim about 6 months to a year from development standpoint with my model, right? So we'd be able to save down at least a year in development. This also, what we could do, shit, I was going somewhere with this. So trim about a year listen to this. You're about to shit yourself. 12 million in development labor. 5 million associated towards other expenditures. So I'm asking between 16 to 17 for a year less in production. Also potential to increase revenue during development. That's trade secrets. I'll hold on those till somebody wants to talk real business. Because it was like, listen, I can generate revenue during development. How many interns are available for 5 years? Because people as they grow. Right. So what I had developed was what I call an internalization program. Right. Sorry, I worked in games a lot before I was a content creator. Yeah, absolutely. So Zai. So this was the whole thing. So we would take a junior student, no, junior, and like imagine like your junior class, taking the people who wanted to do intern in department, putting them in departments they want to work in. Now that's each semester, so they can rotate their intern at a minimum level that does not conflict with anything else, right? Basically, just giving them hands-on experience, like for let's say 12 hours a week at like 2 or 3 days, like 3 hours here, 2 hours there, for whatever the intern can, adjust, make it flexible. But it gives them hands-on experience in the department, right? So basically, you're working them and you're giving them tasks. They get credit in the game, right? They'll get credit. They'll also have the recommendation from the company that they've done work on this project. So basically, it's a resume saying I worked as an intern, a developing intern for this company in this game. They have their credentials to back that up. And every year you rotate these individuals. Now, when they graduate, you funnel them into the company. You're basically employing the best students that work directly with the departments. So the department managers are saying this student was very productive during his internship. We're interested in hiring this person. If we can't hire somebody, at least they have the education, the experience to go along with that. And they can go multiple places. I'm like, come on, guys. I'm like, we're saving in the long run within a 4-year development an additional 20% by utilizing this structure and acquiring the necessary staff to expand. And they loved the idea, but they couldn't understand a lot of things. It's like, oh my God, listen, man. I'm like, how many, you guys offer software development, right? In gaming. They're like, yeah. I'm like, how many gaming companies are in Ohio? They didn't know. I'm like, 0. How many publishers do we have in Ohio that deal with gaming? I'm like 0. How many studios do we have? 0. So you're supplying them a job after intern? Yes, 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 yes. So we're employing, they're getting the education, the hands-on experience, and the job. And the job. Yes. I'm like, how do I make it easier? Like, how do I make it any easier? How? I'm dealing with people who are completely like don't understand this business. They're respectable, they're respected, but they don't understand the business, what it takes. I don't know how to convey that any further. I just don't know. I'm like, I don't. It's frustrating, to say the least. It's completely frustrating, Zai. So I need to go north. Should be over here. Right. Yep. We can do that. Yeah. So I don't know, Zai. I don't know, man. But I mean, everything else looks good. I mean, the paperwork, like I said, 2 attorneys from a nearby city. I got to have a phone conference with them. One study is in corporate law and one's in federal trade law. They are taking a look at the prospectus and determining if we can even, you know, if there is potential within. I might have to move. I told my wife that. I'm like, we might have to move. And she was not happy with that answer. She wasn't happy about it. I imagine my kids wouldn't be either. If you can offer a job for sure after internship, that does sell it a little bit better. Right. If you can be sure to offer it. Right. 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 That's my point, Zai. It's like, oh my God. What? I mean, serious, Zai? I don't know, dude. I don't know. Yeah, blah. Blah. My God. And this is all coming from a college dropout. Yay. It's funny. It's hilarious. You know, Steve Jobs didn't finalize his degree until he was like, what, 50? He was a college dropout, ran a multi-billion-dollar industry. Yeah, whatever. No, I give up. I give up. Even Gates, man, dropped out. I honestly can't. I can't sit there and hold people's hands. I can't. I don't have the patience. I don't, Zai. That's my problem. That's one of the things. I can't. If I'm giving you the data that I'll tell people, pick through it, comb through it. Last thing I want anybody to do is be sold on a documentation that has very little practical application without debate. So I'm always telling people, what I want you to do is do this. Got to be able to do it, though. If there's a guarantee that it can happen, it's more likely. Else you are at risk of being an indie with the dropped out. Right, dude. See, you get this. You get this, brother. You know this. I know this. Right? We get this. And that's what I told him. I'm like, listen, man, what I'm offering you guys is something so much more than just even the business model. The business model is important, right? It's important to understand how it's done. You have to understand that. But one of the major things you have to also understand is the product's selling point or the market itself. I'm like, PC, we have flooded market, right? And it's a harder, to compete in the PC gaming world these days. But console has more of an open streamline to it. So cross-platforming, like I told him, I'm like, within 5 years, video game publishers will be almost non-existent. Because now self-published, even by AAA studios, is happening. Look at Bungie. Bungie just told Activision, peace the fuck out. I'm like, it's going to become more common. Because indie developers are self-publishing. Who needs the publishers anymore? The publishers is just a middleman cutting what? From the profit margin. That's all it is. It's like, you were relevant at one fucking time. No more. No more. Nintendo wants content. Wants games. Sony wants games. Microsoft wants games. The middleman is getting cut out completely. And if you're a publishing company, you better start investigating a little bit more. You better start producing and stop leeching. Those days are gone. They're gone, man. Like, I'm like, the problem of it is most companies can't adapt. They're not being able to adapt properly. They're just not. But I told him, I'm like, listen, I have the golden product. I'm like, I could hand you everything and you could probably get somebody else and try to run this your guys yourself if you have the resources. Why would you need old Mystic? I'm like, why? And I'm like, oh, that's right. Because I hold the key. I have it. I got it. Not you, but you could try. Go ahead. I welcome you to it. Best of luck with it, dude. Hopefully it works out. We'll see. We'll see. Like I said, we'll see what the attorneys say. Um, and I was really cool because the attorneys are gamers too, and they were like, once they were like, and the one guy was like, send me it. He's like, send me that now. I was like, okay, sounds good. So I'm hopeful, but I got to be practical. I mean, the thing about it is, at the end of the day, if I can wish upon a star, but if it's not if it can't make dollars if it doesn't make sense. It's the rule of thumb. It cannot make dollars if it doesn't make sense. And that's one thing I'm looking to. Like, why should I make the investment in an area that is completely not understanding the business? It makes no sense to me. It's in the back. Fuck. So now I have to go all the way around. But yeah, thanks for stopping in, Zai. I hope everything's going good with Elder Scrolls. I get to stop in every once in a while. But everything on your builds look really nice, by the way. Just stay out of PvP. I should have never PvP'd in that game. Should have never. There's gotta be a way to access this. Okay, I see it. Yep, keep options open. Right. Right now, as far as the paperwork, that's my comfort zone. Understanding the business elements, the numbers, comparable market, timeline, cost procedures, things like that. Yeah, there is a big stream today for the new update from ZOS, right? There's ZOS, the PvE, I was telling people, I'm like, PvE, the game's my favorite to this day. Rich has pants. He has pants? Oh, you mean plants or pants? Oh, I've been PvPing a lot this week on live stream due to Mid-Year Mayhem. Yeah, I wish I would have never gotten to the PvP. It ruined it for me. There's so many performance issues. I just want them to be able to fix some functionality. All the fundamentals are there. Fundamentally speaking, it has every element you want as a PvPer. It has siege, it has solo play, it has battlegrounds, well constructed, environments look good, everything's solid. Diversity, just a couple of hiccups here and there. Like I got feared into a wall, dude. Like through the wall. I was stuck in one of my streams in a wall. I'm like, oh god. And then performance issues. That's one thing I like about the Asian market. Their servers are impeccable. Dude, I get 90 frames on this game without trying. Look at the graphics. Like, these are just like, they're at high settings, but I could jack it up a little bit better, but I'll lose a little frame rate. But for the graphics and the detailing to get 90 frames at, these high-end residuals is redunculous. Even in contented. It's amazing. It's amazing. I don't know if it's my niche, if this game's more like what I typically would play. It's very story-based, story-driven. But performance-wise, and these guys have been growing since the World of Warcraft debacles. So I was like, I'm like, well, might as well try it. I'll buy it. I'll check it out. Still not my beloved Elder Scrolls. Yeah. Now they got other shit going on. I hope Bethesda doesn't shoot themselves in the ass this year either. Oh, speaking of, hold on. Oh, dungeon time! Dungeon time! Dungeon time! Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. It's my dungeon time. I level up. And oh, I don't have to roll ults in this game, Zai. One character can play every class. They're called jobs. You switch out. I do like that. And I'm able to play the same account whether I'm on PlayStation or PC. So all I have to do is log into my PlayStation. I have my character there. I log in, log out, log into my PC. Love it. I love that. True crossplay capability. Love it. I just don't like the story-driven shit. It just... Ugh. Story-driven stuff can be a little much. Be right back. Sounds good, brother. Up. Mounted. Yeah, I don't demount on this game either. We actually have to still manually dismount. So. Gotta put my meter. God dang it. Damn it. I'm gonna have to do this when I get out. Again. Oh well. Which one? Drum roll, please. Stasha. Tasha. It's fine. Alright. Not gonna have access. I'm gonna open this up a little bit, Zai, so I can see my bars and stuff. Alright. All right. Did this one yesterday as my roulette too. Treasure. Oh man. Pay attention to this shit. Potions and shit can be in here. Okay, let me check out the comments. Okay, dude, got a parent event to go to. Best of luck with business and have fun at Final Fantasy. Thank you, brother. You too. If you guys don't know who Zai is, you're an Elder Scrolls player. You guys better be checking him out. Oh, it's a unique item. Gotcha. Already have them. All right. Bastard got away. We'll get him. All right. Looks good. Uh, it's good. All right. Once again, take him in the middle. Go. Done. Level it up. Bonus hits in. Boom. Storm Path. Oh yeah. Looks good. Let's see it. 39. 39. Oh my. Oh, it's a new dungeon. All right, all right, all right. That's cool. I'm gonna come over here though. So we got a new dungeon discovered. Cool. So when I open up you now and I come over here, we have, which one is it? It's not sunken. It's not hall. I could have swore I did this yesterday, this dungeon. Actually, let me go back and take a look at that. Lord Crag. Oh, it's not a dungeon. It's on ARR. Okay. Meaning it's a one-time thing. Okay. That makes sense. Alright. Oh, hell no, man. Back the fuck up off me, dudes. Alright, I'm gonna take a break. End the stream. Pretty good though. 39 on this, and then want to make the switch. Also 39 on my white mage. So those randoms, man, those daily randoms, it makes such a world of a difference. Not gonna lie, you can keep up pretty good. My DPS our job isn't being leveled up as evenly, but hey. All right, guys, I'm going to let you guys go. Once again, thank you, Zyno. Thank you, Phoenix Gaming, for stopping in. Make sure you guys check them out. Show the love. Show the support. Once again, I'm Mr. Graven. This is Mystics MMOs. And as always, thank you. And have a nice day.